Welcome everyone to the Carolina Outdoors. Each week, the outdoor guys from Jesse Brown's come in to talk about different outdoor activities and events, and even sometimes people that are worth paying attention to in our Carolina Outdoors. And hopefully somewhere along the way, you will be inspired to take on your own personal outdoor adventure. And not to belabor the topic, but on this week's program, the 4 different segments we're breaking down for you, we still have to cover COVID-19 and how it's impacted many of our outdoor pursuits, but also maybe how it has enhanced those of us who haven't been pursuing things outdoor. It's opened up the outdoor market, even to your own neighborhood. So prepare yourselves for that topic. We welcome many people, not just via the airwaves of WBT radio up and down the eastern seaboard early on a Saturday morning, but also our friends on the Jesse Brown's YouTube channel, as well as our friends who listen to us and subscribe to the Carolina Outdoors via podcast. For those of you who do that, please rate, review us, especially if you like what you hear. It helps other people find us and us get the message out. I'm Bill Barty, and sitting on the other side of the table is Mr. Wes Lawson. Wes, welcome.
Good morning, Bill. It's good to be here.
Listen, I got the sheet for us to talk about, and we are the Carolina Outdoors, so we need to jump in feet first, so to speak, and talk a little bit about the spring season that we are in. Now, normally, this is the best time of year. They say that if you pick a month or two in spring, it would be April, May. And if you picked a month or two in the Carolinas for outdoor pursuits, it would be October, November. Now, our summer people, I know they may have something to say about that, but here we are in the prime time of spring. What does that mean? It means a lot of people on the Appalachian Trail normally would have already been started. They would be maybe entering or getting close to Virginia on that through hike pursuit. Mother's Day is going to come up, and along with that brings trail days in Damascus, Virginia. Those sorts of big party settings for the hiking community happen now. Not so much this year, but that's the normal setting. Of course, trout season in full effect. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Tarpon season for our friends maybe down south listening to us via WBT in the Florida area. Tarpon, this is the beginning, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we've heard there. Turkey season in full effect. Both Carolinas celebrating a wonderful turkey season thus far, and we were worried. South Carolina made some changes to the length and to the timing of their turkey season. It seems that there's a lot of gobblers out there that many of you waking up early on a Saturday morning may attest to, but Wes and I have been working at Jesse Brown's. That's where we hang our hat through the week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 5. We're going to talk to you about us outfitting people via curbside pickup, phone orders, online orders, social media orders that we have been fulfilling and delivering, and what that means also to the messaging and information that we are receiving here at Jesse Brown's. So it's going to be from our voices to your ears on the reports that we have gotten really across the Southeast on turkey season and the fishing season here in the spring. And we'll talk more in upcoming segments about some of the products that we have here, maybe some basis of history of some of the products that we have here or that you're seeing out there in the new realm, so to speak. So without further ado, Wes, I'm going to bring you in here into this conversation and let you update our listeners on maybe some of the fishing reports that you have gotten. Even if we want to start, we could start in Florida. We are the Carolina Outdoors, but we have a multi-state listenership here. So let's hone into what's happening that way.
Well, although a lot of us can't get out and enjoy Mother Nature still carries on. The most recent report I got yesterday about tarpon fishing in Florida is that it's one of the best seasons so far in recent memory. Now, a big part of that is because there's not as much pressure. The downside of it is there's not as much pressure, so people aren't enjoying it as much, but those who are able to get out there are having a great time. What does that mean for consumers? If you can probably score some pretty good deals with some good captains. But you've also got to make sure everybody's playing by stay-at-home orders, social distancing, which on some boats is a little bit of a challenge. On others, you're probably always 6 feet or more away from the captain. But the tarpon report right now is very promising.
Fantastic. So the lack of pressure. So what that means really is there are less anglers out there, less fishermen out there because of the environment that we are in. Now, for those of you who do not know, we have some cults that go on in the outdoor realm. We talked about the Appalachian Trail community. And I mean that respectfully, so don't send me notes. Don't send me notes that I called thruhikers a cult. But it's a grouping of people with a common interest, and there is a fandom there, and we recognize that and celebrate that. Same has to do with turkey hunters. That is a loyal group of a certain type of hunter that when April comes in South Carolina, that schedule is set. When it opens up in North Carolina, which is historically just a little bit later, that schedule is set. And Wes, it reminds me of I got married. My anniversary just happened. 21 years. Woo, woo, woo. But that's not what that was for Mrs. Barty out there. The reason I bring that up is because I can remember it like it was yesterday, 21 years ago, April 17th. I did remember my anniversary. And Dave Cyphers, he may be out there listening because he's probably going to his turkey blind. But it was April 17th, and Dave said, Bill, you're not much of a turkey hunter, are you? And I was like, well, I sat out there with the squirrels and had my little box call and that sort of thing. Why do you ask that? This wedding day. He said, because it's April 17th, a Saturday, mid-April. You're supposed to be turkey hunting, not getting married. So anyway, that's the mindset of that group, which is a celebratory. Lastly, tarpon fishermen, the same way. When tarpon season comes in, and they have resident fish in Florida as well as migratory fish. So there's some movement that does go on that way. It's an amazing creature. The largest member of the minnow family is a tarpon. We're talking about 80, 100, 120 pound fish, so to speak, in the mature levels. The baby tarpon, of course, are wonderful, 25, 35 pounds. But anyway, no matter what people's jobs are, when that season kicks in, those people go fishing.
When the Silver King calls, you answer.
Exactly. No matter what your job is, you'll get your cruise started. Now it's a different dynamic now because many of us are at home, either working from home, maybe waiting for our jobs to wake back up when normalcy, the new normalcy, let's say, comes. But in the meantime, those guys will get their job started, plug in their computer working from home. As soon as the boss hits mute or whatever, those guys are backing their boats in wherever they may be fishing, from Homosassa to Palm Springs to the Keys. Those guys are in effect. But with less people out there, it means an improvement even on the fishing.
Well, we'll talk about it more later, but it probably also hints at improved future seasons for some species.
Oh, well, so we will. Maybe we can cover that
Let's come back to that.
We'll cover that the next segment because we do have to take a break. We're going to talk about this less pressure, and we're going to talk about the same pressure. Some places in North Carolina that we love and celebrate that are seeing a lot of people and maybe a little bit of social concern, not law enforcement concern, have you, but social pressures of why are you here. We're going to talk about how you can be outdoors during a pandemic safely, hopefully, but you can still enjoy your hiking, your turkey hunting, and even your tarpon fishing. You're listening to the Carolina Outdoors with Wes and Bill. We'll be back with more after this.